Christ's Letters. Continuation of Letter 2. Day 14 of my reading and recording of Christ's Letters. You are enslaved by your memories and your undeviating belief that what was past must return again and again to burden and wound you. You do not need to heal your bodies or try to make your lives better. You need to heal your beliefs. I have told you there is nothing solid under the sun. If you could heal your beliefs, bring your beliefs into line with the Father's true intention for you, the wrong beliefs governing your bodies and lives would dissolve like mist in the sun. Your every circumstance would immediately come back to the divine intention behind all creation. You would find that for every difficulty, for every lack of every kind, there is always a mean to end the difficulty. There is always a filling of your basket to meet your need. What do you think happens when the sick come to me and I lay my hands upon them? Am I thinking about the illness? Am I wondering if the person will be healed? Am I afraid the Father may be sleeping or is so far away I cannot be heard? No. If these were my disbelieving thoughts, there would be no healing. When a person approaches me for healing, I immediately rejoice because I know that the power which is the Father is within me, ready and waiting to heal the moment I ask. I give thanks because I know that the Father's will is health, not sickness. Therefore, I pray that the Father's will be done in the sick person. As I remove the belief in sickness from the sick person's body and know that the Father's will of health is flowing into his system, so does the appearance of sickness change into the reality of Father health, and the body is made whole once more. Sickness is nothing more than a lowering of vitality, a reduction of life within the affected part. Restore Father life to the true intention and plan of your system, and the entire system functions as it should. You have been told that God sends sicknesses, plagues, famine, destruction to nations when they do not keep His laws. You have been told that you yourselves are punished by an angry God for sins you have committed. What is punishment but evil doing under the guise of goodness? I say to you that evil does not come from God. How can God be of two parts, good and evil? It is only in your minds that you conceive good and evil. Only in your hearts do you think and feel it. These thoughts and feelings have nothing to do with the true God, which is the Father within you, bringing you every good thing if you will but believe this is so. It is your belief in good and evil, and the good and evil in your hearts, which brings you sickness. In reality, you live within the kingdom of heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you, and you are governed by the Father. But because you believe in the punishments from God, believe that only sacrifices in the temple will save you, believe that you are heir to sickness, poverty, misery, you create with your own minds the very things you do not want. Be not downcast. Rejoice and be glad, and know that those who experience lack, far from being punished and abandoned by God, even though they have sinned, are truly blessed. The man who has nothing is rich in the power of the Father, if he will but heed it, trust it, and live within it. For when your bellies are filled, and your bodies know ease, and your minds and hearts are comfortable, you have no urgent and present need of the Father to become active within you to fulfill your needs. You believe by your own thoughts and hands do you fulfill your own needs easily. So when you speak of God, you can only speak of what you have heard spoken by others. You yourself have no direct experience of God. Consider the rich. They are sunk, bound, bogged down in their own riches. They get up in the mornings and go about their daily business, knowing nothing about the power of the Father within them. They think the thoughts which will increase their riches, the thoughts which will boost the self. They send out commands which will burden those who serve them. They live their lives according to their own choosing. Therefore, because they draw their limited life only from their own limited human thinking arising from their bodily minds and hearts, they get sick and experience as much misery as does the man who has nothing. They do not realize they are only half alive because they are not in touch with the source of life, the Father within them. Neither do they ever see that much of the good which has come into their lives is not of their own devising, but is the love work of the Father hidden within them. The religious leaders are at ease in their own comforts of position of authority. They have no need of anything beyond their own physical satisfactions. Because they have no personal knowledge of God, they must read from their holy books the words of holy men spoken 1,000 years ago and tell the people what they think the words mean. But all they speak is drawn from their own little minds, which are imprisoned in the comforts of their lives, sunk in the expectations of what they shall eat and drink, and what apparel they will wear to impress the people. They know nothing of the inspiration which gave birth to the words spoken by the prophets all those centuries ago. Neither do they know whether those words are what you really need to hear at this moment, for times have changed. Believe me, the rich men and the religious leaders are strong in earthly things and do not want to be moved on from all that they regard as secure and everlasting in their traditions and observances. Any deviation will shake the foundations of their beliefs and therefore of their lives. And so they build mental defenses against the inflow of the power of the Father. They too get sick, and they, in their own way, know misery as do you who have no earthly comforts. There is no difference between you who have little in life and those who have it all. For rich and poor alike get sick, make enemies, find themselves alone. But the potential for you gaining more than the religious and rich can ever hope to gain in health, happiness, good fellowship, achievement in your chosen way of life is enormous. And when it is all accomplished, you will know that the opportunities, the ability, the inspiration all came from the Father within. Because you will know you could never have done such things if you had not asked the Father within you to help you use all your talents to put plenty of food in your cupboards and clothes on your back and happiness and a good life for your children. All these things will the Father do for you if you will but ask and believe and know and remember at all times that it is the Father nature to create and then provide abundantly for all its creation. Just as you would not willfully deprive your children of the things they need, so will your Father never willfully deprive you of all you need for a happy life. If you are poor, it is because you have not yet understood the nature of the Father, nor have you understood that you must work with the Father to fulfill your own needs. You must immediately grasp the divine opportunities presented to you to help you forward. If only I could show you and make you see and believe that when you mourn, your sadness is known to the Father. In time, your sadness will be changed to joy if you will but turn to the Father and watch the work the Father love is doing in you. You will find comfort beyond anything you thought possible. How blessed you are when you are hungry and when you are thirsty, for your needs are known to the Father. Shortly those needs will be satisfied if you cease to wail and begin to pray to the Father and ask, believing you will receive. How can you believe that to eat and be properly clothed, you must first go to the temple and offer burnt sacrifices of the Father's own living creatures to pay for your sinning? Can you not see that the living things you burn have been created to enjoy life, even as you have been created to enjoy life? They have been created to be a blessing and blessed on this earth, even as you have been born to be both blessing and blessed. For this is the nature of Father love revealed in its creation. If you remember that what you truly believe is what you get, can you not see that this Jewish belief in temple sacrifices of living things will bring you nothing but misery? Believe in punishment, and punishment is what you will get. Believe in killing and destruction as being the right way to reach God, and that is what you will experience, killing and destruction. If you are hungry and thirsty, it is because you are turning away from the Father within you. By indulging your fearful thoughts, anxieties, and feelings of hopelessness, you are creating the very conditions you want to rectify. You are doing all these bad things to yourselves. Therefore, even more blessed are you when you hunger and thirst for goodness and for contact with the Father within you, because then you will surely be filled up 100 times over. Blessed are you when you are attacked and robbed, because you will see God in action when you stand still in perfect trust and see deliverance taking place. Blessed are you when you are caught up in conflict, yet you can still care about your fellow man and be the peacemaker. You carry the love in your heart which is of the Father, and you are truly a child of the Father. Blessed are you when you have been deeply wronged by another, yet can forgive and can show mercy, abstaining from seeking justice or the means to persecute him. You put yourself directly in harmony with the love which is God active within you, and even so will you be spared in times of trouble. Most blessed of all are the pure in heart, for such as these have rid themselves of all anger, hatred, vindictiveness, unkindness, envy, hardness of heart, and stand before the world as love made visible. They will know the reality called God, and they will know the reality is the Father within them. How can I help you see this great truth? How can I help you see the reality of the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God? You do not have to look up at the sky because that is not where you will see the activity of the Father so clearly that it must surely reinforce your faith. This is where people, down the centuries, have made the big mistake of turning in towards their dreaming, their imagination, and creating for themselves a Jehovah which does not exist. You will not find the Father someplace in the heavens above you. The Father is in no special place but everywhere around you and within everything. You can see the Father's marvelous work. Look around you at the growing things, the wheat, the grass, the flowers, the trees and birds, and in every living thing. You will see the mysterious and wonderful work of the Father ceaselessly active. It is here that the Father is perfectly in control. You can see that there is perfect law and order, growth, development, and eventually the harvest to bless both man and beast and birds. Thank you. See you tomorrow, and may God bless you. I love you. Bye.